That's Miami for you. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel.
It's the girl Jay.
Today we're talking about something a little different, okay? We are talking about how to get a job, a job. Finding and getting a job can be really stressful, especially when you have nowhere to start and you have no idea how to get one. But don't worry, sis, I got you. And I apologize for the ambulance in the back. Somebody was driving crazy and yeah, so okay, first things first, let's address the elephant in the room. Ain't no one really want a job. They just want the check and all the other benefits that come with it, like the health insurance, the discounts. You already know the deal. Unless of course you're at your job because you genuinely love it and it's your passion, then okay, go off. When choosing a job, always have your why in mind. Remember, the job is not the goal. The results that the job will bring you is what you're striving for. So for example, you may need the money. Well, obviously, why else would you be looking for a job? But think deeper. What do you need the job for? What are you saving for? Are you saving for a new car, to move out of a toxic situation, a well-needed vacay, those dope shoes that just dropped that you just have to have? Whatever it is that you need the money for, make sure you keep that in mind and have it written down. Having a why keeps you focused on your goals and the bigger picture, so you don't get discouraged when things don't always work out. In my opinion, jobs are scams. Okay, well, they're not all scams, but in this capitalistic world, a lot of corporation jobs view their employees as a number or a product, and they don't really value their employees as a human being. That's why it's extremely important to choose a job that won't be draining to you or your mental state. Because remember, money cannot die, but you can. Always put your mental health first when making decisions, and make sure that your mental health is always a first priority. You may only need this job temporarily to take you to the next chapter in your life. And of course, you may not always like or love it, but there's a good amount of jobs out there that you can actually enjoy while just riding your wave. Okay. Enough of the mom talk. Let's get down to business and to the good stuff. How to get a job in the bag. Get the job in the bag. Okay, number one, first things first, make a list and write down 50 to 100 jobs that you can apply to in your area. Now, there. I know what you're probably saying. 50 to 100 jobs? Girl,
Are you crazy?
no, I'm not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm setting you up for success. You may say, why so many jobs, Jay? It's not that deep. The more opportunities you have, the more opportunities you will receive. You always want to have as many options as possible. Just in case the first 10, 15, 20 jobs on your list don't work out, you have 40 plus more options to go through. You're not always going to get the job on your first try. So it's always good to have a backup, and a backup for that backup. In fact, just have a whole bunch of backups, okay? Backup to backup to back. Where am I possibly gonna find 50 to 100 jobs? I can barely find one. Sweetie, you'd be very surprised at all the job opportunities in your area. People need employees now more than ever. Everywhere is hiring. I'm telling you, no matter where you are, no matter where you live, everywhere is hiring. You just have to actually put the effort in and look for and find them yourself. They're not gonna come to you and jump right in front of your face and be like, hey, here I am, choose me. No. You have to go to them. You have to be the one to find the job. The job ain't gonna find you, sweetie. If you want me to do a video on how exactly to find jobs in your specific area, or just job ideas in general, let me know in the comments below, and I'll for sure do a video for you. Because what was that? You already know your girl got you. But for now, we're just gonna focus on how to actually get the job in the bag. Period. Number two, once you have all your job options written down, apply to your top 10 favorites. But if you're really determined, apply to all of them, sis. Or at least apply to as many as you can. You have some free time, you have 5 minutes, go complete an online job application. It's not that hard. The more tickets you enter at a lotto, the better your chance is at winning. Remember, you ain't the only one out here looking for a job, boo. There's hundreds of other people in the exact same position as you that want this same job that you want. But it all comes down to standing out, your determination, and how much effort you're willing to put in without giving up. That is key. Do not give up. Never give up. You can take a break, you can pause, but you better press play at some point. You can never give up. So now that you applied and everything, you got your little job ideas, you put in your applications, now it's time for you to actually get an interview. 7 times out of 10, they not gonna call you for no interview. They're not gonna call you, oh, hey, I see that you put this application. No, they ain't got time for that. Trust, they ain't doing that. Because they already got people calling them for interviews. So you need to be one of those people. You need to take the initiative and schedule your own interview. And don't wait for them to call you. You need to call them. Be proactive. Call a day or 2 after you applied and first ask for the names of the hiring managers at the company you're looking to work at. Write their names down and keep it in a safe place. Put it in your notes because you're going to need it later on. Then ask if you can speak to one of them. If it's an ordinary employee that you speak to first on the phone, do not tell them what you're calling for, because usually they'll probably just fan you off, tell you to wait for a call from the manager that you will never get, or give you the runaround. Trust, I was one of those employees, especially if you were like the manager's favorite or the manager's little secretary. They don't want no new employees coming up in their job. So you need to say, hey, I just need to talk to the manager real quick. We got some business we got to take care of. That's none of your business. It's between A, B, so I'ma see your way out of it. Once you get on the phone with one of the managers, greet and address them by their name and ask them how they are. This establishes a personal connection between you and them, and it makes them more inclined to listen to what you have to say. Then say, I would like to discuss the status of my application. Not, I was wondering if I kind of applied for a job, or I was wondering if I can check on my job application. I was wondering, I wanted to. No. You sound slight. You sound like you can't. You need to sound confident. You need to sound like you know what you're doing. You need to sound like you already got the job. You need to be like, hey, I would like to discuss the status of my application. We are discussing the status of my application. Yo, Joe, what's going on? What's popping? When do I come into work? Add me to the group chat, Joe. Hire me, Joe. You gotta act like you already got the job. You cannot be, I'm too scared. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get, no, because they ain't gonna hire you. You sound like a little kid. No, you don't sound confident. If you ain't confident with the manager on the phone, how do you expect to be confident with the customers you're gonna be serving or attending to, depending on the job that you have? You see what I mean? You picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, so now this is when you really have to listen to the manager and their tone. Pick up on their body language. Obviously, you can't do that over the phone, but you can. You can't see them over the phone, but you can see them over the phone, if you know what I mean. You can hear their phone language and you can hear their energy. Match their tone, but always sound positive, always sound assured, and always sound confident. Let them know you ain't playing around, and let them know that you're very sweet too. Sauce them up. If they ask for your availability for an interview, that's great. Say yes and schedule that interview, sis. If they say they'll review it and get back to you, that's when you need to see them in person. We ain't accepting that. Make sure you know the specific days and times that specific manager will be working so that you can speak to them directly again. If they say they will review it and to just call them back another day, do not call them back. Go in person. We ain't doing no more calls. You are only doing one initial call. The other interactions needs to be in person. Everybody has a phone and anybody can call, but taking the time to actually go in person shows that you're serious. When you go in person, you don't have to look all fancy. It's not like it's your interview, but look presentable. Don't go looking all crazy. Don't go looking like you just got out of bed. Don't go in your PJs. Like, look presentable. Bring not 1, but 3 copies of your resume, 2 for the manager and 1 just in case it flies away. I don't know what you be doing, or if you in a windy place. I don't know. Give them 2 resumes because they always seem to lose the first one. I don't know. When you're there, ask to speak to the same hiring manager that you spoke to over the phone. But if you see another manager that looks nice, that you think you can also sauce up, girl, do your thing. Let them know why you're there and start a conversation with them. The more people that know your name and your face and know who you are, the more you will stand out, be recognized, and be remembered. Once you see the hiring manager that you were talking to, show them your resume and ask again for the status of your application. Once you get the answers and all that, thank them for their time and leave.
Bye-bye.
If you don't hear back in 2 days, go back and bring a personalized cover letter specifically for that job. You may be thinking, oh no, now you doing too much, Jay. This is too much, not for a little job, da-da-da-da. I'm not trying to make no cover letter. I'm not trying to see them more than once. I'm not trying to call and go in person. Okay, well, bye-bye, bye. You're not trying to get a job, babe, obviously. Sit down and make room for the other people that are actually serious and determined to actually get a job. You have to stand out and make yourself known, and only you can do that. After bringing the cover letter in, after 2 to 3 days, ask for the status once again and when would be a good time to schedule an interview. You have to enforce that. You have to be the one to initiate that. Most managers would be taken aback and surprised at how forward you are.
But they like that.
And it shows your confidence and your seriousness. Now, after all of that, if they're still not willing to schedule an interview with you, or you can tell they're not really feeling you, like the energy ain't really there, that is okay. Let it go and leave it alone. Leave it in the hands of God or the universe, whatever source is to you. Rejection is divine protection, whether that's from a job, whether that's from a person, whether that's from something you were waiting to hear from, whatever it is. Rejection is divine protection. Remember, if you don't get the job, it is their loss, not yours. If they tell you no, tell them no worries, baby. No worries. It's all good, love. I got 10 other jobs that's waiting on me and want me. This one just wasn't the one for me, and that's okay. Not every job you apply for and you want so badly is meant for you. We don't always see the bigger picture and behind the scenes. Maybe the energy isn't for you, or the job itself isn't for you. Maybe it's negative energy. Maybe it's going to be a lot of work. Maybe it's the worst job ever and it's just protection. Maybe there's an even better job out there with twice the pay and less work waiting for you, but you need to get this no so you can get your yes. You're just not aware of it yet. Don't force something that's just not meant to be, and I mean that in all aspects of your life. Do not force. Let things happen as they need to. It's key to trust that everything will work out, and don't stress it too much. Pray, meditate, and trust that God or the universe, whatever you believe in or don't believe in, trust that they will take care of you and they will bring you to what's meant for you. You just gotta ride the waves and see where it takes you. Don't go against the current. Ride with the waves. Ride with it. Ride with it. You're gonna hear a million no's until that one yes changes your life. Don't focus too much on the no's. Just keep it moving and move on right to the next one. You're growing and putting yourself out there to do hard things and gaining experience. That's something to be proud of. You're learning lessons. Yay, learning! Sometimes what we think is our biggest loss turns out to be our greatest win. We just don't know it yet. We just don't see it that way yet, and we have to switch up our perspective. Remember, whatever's for you is for you. Everything always works out for you. Even if you think it's not, it is. Your no is really your yes. So follow these steps to get the interview and get the job. Get the job you've always wanted. But what happens when you get the interview? What then? How do you ace the interview? How do you do well in the interview? Stay tuned for my next videos to see the answers. Oh yeah, I left you on a cliffhanger. What you gonna do? And what about it? Stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. That's how you're gonna find the answer. So anyways, guys, that's just a few tips that were helpful for me. That's the few tips that I learned with my job process. Girl, I've been through so many jobs, and hopefully it helps you, and hopefully you get the job. Not hopefully, you will get the job. Remember, you are the prize, and you have the power within you to have whatever it is that you want. You just have to believe you deserve it and work for it. You already have the perfect job. You just have to make your way to it. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and let me know if you want to hear more topics like this. What are some tips that you have to get the job? Let us know. We want your tips. I'm hungry. I need to eat. So peace out, Girl Scout. Peace out, and you land the job, and let me know when you get a job, okay? Because I know you're getting a job. You already have a job. Let's go. Peace out, Girl Scout. Woo.